the fertilization which takes place in presence of water. Now here the sporophyte will develop, because now after fertilization this will be completely zygote, and the zygote is 2n. This zygote is the starting point of sporophyte. Now see, the haploid stage is complete. Now the diploid stage comes sporophyte. Now here this sporophyte will develop. This sporophyte plant body will develop here. It will develop. But this sporophyte which will develop, that is not free living. That on the soil it cannot be attached and it cannot survive freely. That means this sporophyte is not free living. Very important. Not free living. Not free living. And it is parasitic on gametophyte. This is very, very important from examination point of view. That means it grows on the gametophytic plant body. That is important, and it is not free living. So these are the sporophyte which develops. This sporophyte has three parts: fruit, seta, and capsule. This sporophyte has fruit, seta, and capsule. Now food is for attachment with the gametophytic plant body, because it will derive its nourishment from the gametophytic plant body. Seta is for elevation. That means the sporophyte will be elevated above the gametophytic plant body, and capsule is the spore producing part. Now within this capsule there will be meiosis, because the capsule, fruit, seta all are diploid, because they are the parts of the sporophyte. They are all diploid. So here there will be meiosis, and after meiosis the spores will be produced, and the spores are now haploid. Now these spores will germinate to give rise to gametophytic plant body. So now you see we have started from the gametophyte, then they gave rise to the sporophyte, then again sporophyte. That means here both haploid and diploid stages exist. That means this type of life cycle is known as haplodiplontic life cycle. Haplodiplontic life cycle. Haplodiplontic type of life cycle. So if we discuss briefly the haplodiplontic type of life cycle, then this is the main plant body, that is gametophyte. This is haploid. Now it will give rise to sex organs. It will give rise to antheridium and archegonium. Then the antheridium will give rise to antherozoids, and this will give rise to egg. Now these are all haploid. Now there will be fusion. Or fertilization, and now the zygote is formed. So the now zygote is 2n diploid. Now the zygote will not undergo meiosis just like that of the algae. Why it doesn't undergo meiosis? Because if it will undergo meiosis and it will give rise to 4 spores, whether these 4 spores can give rise to 4 plants, it is doubtful, because that conditions may not be present there, and these spores cannot be dispersed to far away places for suitable conditions. That is why for its own survival it doesn't undergo meiosis, it will undergo mitosis to give rise to a sporophytic plant body. Now it will give rise to the sporophyte plant body. Now in this sporophyte plant body there is a fruit, seta, and capsule, but the capsule is the spore producing part. So this is a 2n, this is 2n. Now in the capsule there will be meiosis, and the spores will be produced. These spores are haploid. Now these spores will germinate to give rise to the main plant body. So you see, from this to this point, this is the gametophytic part. because these are all N haploid. While this is the sporophyte, this is the 2N and this is the N. That means the gametophyte plants gives rise to sporophyte, sporophyte gives rise to gametophyte. This is the haplodiploidy type of life cycle found in all bryophytes. Then let us discuss the economic importance of the bryophytes. There is not much economic importance, but still few are there. One point is the economic importance. Some of the bryophytes are used as food for birds and animals. Second, there is one genus known as sphagnum. This is also known as bug moss. So when it grows in moist conditions, after its death, it gives rise to peat. And this peat is used as fuel. So it is very, very important. Which one is used as fuel? So this is one. The next thing is, sphagnum has power of retaining sufficient amount of water in its body. It has water retaining capacity. And how much water it can usually conserve within it? Usually 18 times than its weight. It can carry 18 times of water than its original weight, because it has some special type of cells known as retort cells. These retort cells usually they contain sufficient amount of water. So because of this capacity, usually this sphagnum is used in nursery. Because when the seeds are sown different types of flowers, every day you don't have to give it water. Simply you put sphagnum on the surface of the soil, and once you give water, then again you may have to give after 1 week, because it has moisture capacity, the moisture retaining capacity. So used in nursery. Then another important point is, since it has water retaining capacity, it is used for packing and transshipment of materials. Used in packaging and transshipment of materials. Sorry. Again, besides the water retaining capacity, it has also some antibiotic properties. That is why it can be used for the bandage in hospitals. That is why it is also known as cotton moss. Because it can replace cotton. Plus it has some, besides cotton, just like that cotton, it has antiseptic property. But it has again water retaining capacity. So it will give more comfort for while some bandage done. So these are some of the important economic importance. If we come to the ecological importance, it plays a very important role in soil formation, because it plays a very important role in the plant succession. And plant succession is two types, it is maybe hydrosphere or xerosphere, but in case of xerosphere or Girard condition. In Girard condition, the different condition there. First it's the lichen condition. After lichen, the next one which grows is the mosses. So it plays a very important role in Girard or xerosphere, and it helps in soil formation. Because when the death and decay of this mosses take place, it adds more soil on which other higher plants, herbs, shrubs can gradually grow. So this is about the ecological and economic importance. Next, let us discuss the classification. Now, if we come to the classification of bryophytes, usually the bryophytes are divided into three groups. That is Bryopsida, or first we can write the Hepaticopsida, or liverworts. The second one is Anthoceratosida, or these are known as hornworts. The third one is known as Bryopsida, or commonly known as mosses. Now, out of these three, we will discuss the liverworts and mosses separately. And under this, usually Riccia and Mercantia, these two are commonly known, are coming under this. These are the examples. Under this Anthoceratopsida, usually the Anthocerus and another is Notothyllus. They are coming. And under this Bryopsida, usually Funaria, Sphagnum, Polytricum, they are coming. Now we'll discuss this Hepaticopsida liverworts separately and the Bryopsida or mosses separately. We will not discuss this, but here I will tell you one thing, why they are known as hornworts. Because suppose this is their thallus structure, and the thallus structure, this sporophyte comes like horn. This means horn-like structure is nothing, it is sporophyte. That is why it is known as hornworts. And the structure of this sporophyte is very important because it is thought that the sporophyte of Anthocerus has given rise to land plants. That means this is considered as the forerunner of land plants. So these two things are very important because we will not discuss the details because it is not prescribed for you, it is prescribed only for BC students. But these two we will discuss in detail. So with this, the general characteristics of bryophytes complete. Let us complete the total program with questions. Number 1, which is a true moss? A choice Iceland moss, B choice reindeer moss, C choice bog moss, D choice spike moss. You have to select one. Second question, which is not a characteristic of bryophyte? A choice independent sporophyte, B choice no roots and stems but leaves present, C choice sex organs are Antheridia and Oogonia, D choice all, which is not a characteristic of bryophyte. Then you can take another question, third question also. Third question, which of the following helps in plant succession? A choice Riccia, B choice Markansia, C choice Sphagnum, and D choice Funaria. You will be able to answer all the questions if you have watched it with your consent, with full concentration. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a good day.